This is my black stallion way back when. I call him Wayne. I'm Ed. It's riding today. It's kind of overcast and everything's getting kind of lush. We're getting close to the end of March, and just still working with him, and hope you enjoy following his progress. There's always something new going on. I think he's stopping to, yeah, he's stopping to poop. We're watching the vehicles leaving the construction site, and he's looking at them. We're in the front pasture right now. There's no horses in here, and it's a good place to practice some stuff. Horses a lot of times aren't their best in their pastures, you know, because they know it or whatever, or they just don't, I don't know, there's other stuff attached to it. So it's kind of cool to work through some things, like when you're riding your horse, you know. Like right now I'm going up and down these hills. He's actually listening really well, but if you look, he's looking to the left there, and he was putting his shoulder and everything that way, and I had my left leg on him, you know, blocking him, like I'm blocking him now. He wants to go there. There's a whole bunch of horses standing over there against the fence underneath the shelter, and so he wants to go by him. And see, he just keeps wanting to go back there. So it's a good time to practice. You know, when the horse has some energy, and you can practice some different things. You know, make you a better rider. And your timing and stuff, and your persistence. You know, that's one thing with the stallion. You've got to be persistent with what you do. You don't want to nag them, but you just got to be determined. This is what we're doing. Like you saw when just a second ago that he went that way, and like he'll take off right now because head back to those horses. See. Yeah. Easy. See how he keeps hanging his head. He just wants to go over there, you know. Come on. See, I gave him a little leg and he got kind of mad there. Flipped his head like, all right, I'll do it. Good. Cantered up that hill a little bit. There you go. You're good. You're good. Good. I like going around this little fence thing we have protecting this tree. A lot of times they'll accelerate at different spots and act out because they see the barn there. They'll kind of veer that way so you can practice, you know, keeping your horse's attention. Like right now I got my right leg on him, blocking him. He's still looking that way. I put just a little bit of leg on him. He brought him back. So now I'm going to put my right leg, go around this corner. I'm looking over my shoulder. You can't tell with the GoPro because my GoPro's not hooked to my hat or anything on my head. It's hanging from my chest. So, see how he's still looking over there? So block him with my right leg. Say, no, bud, we're going this way. Still looking, still thinking about that. Now he's kind of giving it up. Now he's looking that way, thinking, okay, there's horses over there. Maybe I can run that way. Got my left leg on him so I didn't smash in that corner. And I'm trying, you know, I choke up on the reins a little bit because I got to be able to react kind of fast. And so I'm trying to give him slack in the reins. A lot of times in the video it looks like I'm not, but it's just the way the lens is. So I put my right leg on him again, blocked him from there. See now he's kind of getting the idea of what's going on here. So see, so I'm looking to the left right now, keep him going, put my right leg on him, brought him back. And see, I'm out of his face right now, which is good, you know. That's how they like to be ridden. They don't want to be micromanaged. But a stallion will change his mind, like, 6 times a minute. Sometimes if they're thinking, they'll go, okay, I'm riding with you, and then they go, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a mare. Oh, that's another male horse, or what? They're just always thinking about stuff. All right, I got my right leg on him, blocking him, really trying to get him to go over that way. Good, he did well with that. See, so you're just trying to, it's like I said in my other videos, you're always just trying to get to their mind. And you notice now, like when he's thinking about me, it's nice and easy and calm. I see he wants to run up there by those horses, so I'm gonna put my right leg on it, turn him into the fence. There we go, good. And I brought him back to me. So that's kind of, if you're consistent and persistent about this, what happens is they just kind of can predict what you're going to do, and then they just kind of, some horses will put up a fight, but a lot of times they just go, all right, okay, all right, I'll go with you. And when they do, you make it easier, and then they go, well, it's not a bad deal. It's basically asking me to go sit in the shade, or whatever, or take a nice stroll or something. See, now he's not rushing back. So I'm going to turn him again into the fence with my leg. I'm putting my right leg on him. I'm looking towards the fence. And here he goes. That's good. Good job, buddy. Good job. That was really good. He's really getting it. Very excited about him. I want to get to the point where he's just 100%. It's going to take some time because I'm dealing with all his other drives and stuff, but I'm committed to it. I just want to get him to that point when you saddle him up and he's just really good, I just put my left leg on him and turn him there. And see, like, what'll happen is, like now he's, like if he was having trouble going, right now he'd be wanting to go right now, okay? Because there's a bunch of horses under that shelter up there, see? And so that's a magnet. So he's got lots of reasons. He's got, I don't know, 10 good reasons over there to come that way. So a lot of times they're going to do that easier. Like if I was going to turn that way. Now I'm going to turn the other way. I put my right leg on him, turn him into the fence. Now I'm turning him into the fence because I'm using it as a brake a little bit so I don't have to pull on his mouth. Because if I turn the other way to the open pasture, he might just take off because he's, I don't know, excited because I turned him around. And so I just want to have some good experiences first. Eventually I got to turn him that way, but I want to make sure that he's getting it, and that he sees that there's relief and release at the end of the tunnel. So I put my right leg on him. I'm looking over my left shoulder. I turn my toe out. He's not really listening. There you go. And now he did. And so I come back like this. And I'm liking how he's really kind of rating his speed. Last time I rode him, I didn't videotape it. We were up and down these hills and all over the place, and I just kept him going and going and going. Well, he wanted to roll, and then he starts slowing down. He's looking at a horse. I'd speed him up. All right, now you wanted to go this way, and I think that made an impression on him. And then he thought, well, my ideas there weren't the best. All right, now I'm going to try to turn him to the right, away from the fence, and see what happens. So I got my left leg on him. I turned my toe out. He's not listening as good. He's not turning as sharp as I want. There you go. You did it. Oh, that's really good. Good job, buddy. And he's looking at that grass. I want to try to. He goes, look, I got a nice lowered head. He wants to take a mouthful. So I'm going to bring him up just a hair. I don't want him doing that. That's a bad habit, letting your horse eat. while you're riding them, or even while you're leading them, interacting with them like that. It's a real bad idea, because then they just start to ignore you. And you don't want this. I mean, I get some really nasty comments from people on stuff. They usually haven't watched the video, and they just see the title. They see walking horses, and they just think I'm some horrendous person. I don't want to get into that all, but anyhow, I think that's part of it. But get these people don't realize that, you know, I think they realize that these are large animals, but I don't think they realize what they can do to you. You know, if you don't have some personal space, you know, and like things that people wouldn't, or the horse wouldn't cross easily. I mean, they could be, you know, 800, 900, 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds, you know, and they have lightning fast reflexes, and if they get spooked and they look at you as a fence post, they're going to jump right on you, or if you're not doing what they like, they're going to bite you, or they're going to kick you, or they're going to strike at you. These are the things that they do with one another, and people just think, you know, why are you making them do that? Or, well, because I'm showing them how to live around people, and this is why horses get handed off and go to kill pens and stuff like this. It's because people don't educate themselves on them, and they end up getting with a horse that's unruly, and it's been trained this way. Think of a little ankle biter dog out there, okay? You probably know someone's got a little dog, this little mean little stinker, and you know, it really needs some training or whatever, but the people just love it, but it's really obnoxious. All right, now see, I'm gonna take his, turn him there. Okay, good. And the car is moving over there this way. Saw the movement, but they got this little dog, and usually when people see it, they don't like the little dog. You know, it's miserable. Now it might be nice for the person or whatever, but a lot of times they rule the roost and everything, and that's how things end up going badly. And a lot of it's because people are just, I think some people are just lazy as far as learning stuff. There's no real reason. Right now, you can't find information on riding and training horses. I mean, there's just zillions of videos out there and everything. And but people still persist, and we can't, you know, your natural inclination is to think of a horse like a person, like you would think, like this is how you would do this. But they're different. They're really different. And when you learn some of this stuff, like when you teach a horse personal space and all that, they're much happier around people. They're much more relaxed. They kind of understand that they don't have to, I'm turning them to the right here, my leg on them. They realize that they don't have to be worried about all this stuff. I just blocked him with my right leg. Now I got my left leg on him, trying to get him going this corner, so we're going a different direction. So he's like, just different challenges. But anyhow, when you get a horse that's got my left leg on him, stopped him, blocked him from going that way. When you get a horse that looks to the person as, like, I know some people don't like leadership and all this stuff, but look at it as some sort of like leader or some sort of constant that's safe, you know, that they don't have to worry about. Their lives are they're a lot happier. They're a lot happier with that than they are when they're frantic, when they have an owner that's just, or a handler that's just not comfortable around them or doesn't expect anything. Then the horse is like looking, I need to take charge, and sometimes they don't want to take charge. You got some that do, but you know, it's all this kind of stuff really will help your horse get more comfortable and happier and content. Like when you get done training a horse, some ground manners and stuff like that. I got my right leg on her. on him. When you're all done, they're yawning and they're relaxed and they're thinking like, oh, they're blowing out. They're relieved. And up to that point, they wouldn't be. They'd be all tense. It's like, who's in charge here? You know how that is. If you ever go to some place and you're trying to find someone to talk to and you can't figure out who's in charge, and you finally go, who's in charge here? Who do I talk to? Well, you're frustrated because everybody's looking for some sort of order. All right, got my left leg on him. So horses are like that, and that's why it's important to really train them well. That's why we like the Vaqueros discipline. It's like a few hundred years old. It's just a lot of really good horsemanship. They prided themselves on horses that you couldn't even tell that what the person was doing to get them to perform. I was just reading this last night on an article that the Vaqueros, one of the things that they would compete like at a fiesta or something, would be they would take one horsehair and tie their rein to their bridle, and whoever could be the lightest with their horses would win. Isn't that something? One hair, I think that's pretty cool. So that's why we like that discipline. It's just really, see how he's pinning his ears. He sees those horses there and he thinks like, okay, he can kind of puff his chest out and let them know, hey, look at me over here. I'm a stud. And they're all watching. Believe me, they're all watching him. But I thought that article was really cool. I read another article too about the Vaqueros where I guess they would ride stallions. I kind of talked to someone about they would just ride stallions, and when they would get their horses ready for the day, they would call them over and they would stretch a line out between two posts, and they'd back them right in. They just, I guess by voice command, I guess they just get them to back up their butt to the line, and then they pick out their horses they were going to use, and then they would turn. I got my right leg on them. They would turn the other ones back out. Just tell them to go back out into the field, and they would. That's how they would do it. Isn't that something? Thought that was really cool. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up here. Have a good one. Should people subscribe? They should. Hey, smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.